Collective, I don't know who I am talking to, but you can let me know down in the comments below if I'm talking about you. But you are so past the point of wanting to be understood. You are just so in your authentic self, and you're so confident in who you are. You know exactly who you are and what type of people you want to be around. And you are just over over it. And what I mean by that is you don't care for people to understand you anymore, collective, right? Either people get you or they don't. You don't have time to explain yourself, explain who you are, explain this and that. And, I feel like so many people have tried to figure you out or study you to the point where you felt like you were a lab rat. And, you're somebody who's so unique in how you think, how you move through this world, that a lot of people misunderstand you all the time. A lot of people misinterpret you all the time. A lot of people just don't get you at all, right? And you're somebody you're somebody in the past who've tried to explain yourself, over explain yourself, justify who you are so many times to a bunch of people who could care less about you. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they did try to figure you out, but they really weren't, interested as much. Maybe you, again, like, you're somebody who's unique, so you're not like your average person, collective. And so, you turn a lot of people off, or people side eye you a lot. You get the side eye a lot, right? And it's not like you're doing anything wrong. You're just being you. You know what I'm saying? But you are so unique that a lot of people aren't used to your energy. When you first meet people, you leave a lasting impression. And even the people who, quote unquote, so-called know you or know of you, may have known you for a while, even they don't understand you, right? Because there's so many levels to you. And I feel like a lot of people get aspects out of you, but they don't get the full you. Some people might get your fun side. Some people might get your more serious side. Some people might get your angry side. Some people might get your emotional side, your sarcastic. There's so many layers, and you're so deep, collective, that everyone only gets certain pieces of you. They don't get the full you. And, you're somebody also who is kind of more guarded with your energy until you truly know somebody or truly feel comfortable in someone's presence. That's when they can get the real you. That's when you open up even more in ways that, people may have never thought you would, right? But it's very far and few in between of people who make you feel fully comfortable in your presence, where you can just let your guard down. And it's been a long time, right? You let your guard down in the past, and people came in and took advantage, and they didn't honor you or respect you the way that you wished. And so, lately you've been having a guard up, and it's not so, it's for good reasons, right? Because this world is a harsh place, and you can't just allow anyone into your space, into your peace. You've worked on yourself so much, collective, to where you've cultivated this inner peace within you, this inner heaven within you. And so you are very careful of who you allow into that kingdom, right? You just not letting any and everybody in, if you've already let anybody in, right? But collective, it's like you, because you have this inner peace and you are so content with yourself, you are not pressed or thirsty or even care to explain yourself, to even be understood. You just do you and keep it moving, right? And a lot of people may get offended by that, because so many people are used to other people wanting to explain themselves. So many people are used to trying to figure people out, right? Or they're used to, a lot of people just want to be understood, and that used to be you, right, collective? So a lot of people will go through the hoops or go through extra steps to be understood or explain themselves. A lot of people like that attention, but you don't care for that, right? You are so cool with who you are and comfortable in your own skin that you make a lot of people uncomfortable. You make the insecure people uncomfortable. You make people who are not confident in themselves uncomfortable. And even other confident people, you might even make, because your level of unbothered and your level of comfort is like next level. It's unmatched. And, you're fine with keeping to yourself. You're fine with your solitude. And, you don't have the energy to try to prove anything. You don't need, you don't have nothing to prove. You don't have, you're just so chill with your energy. You're so unbothered, collective. And a lot of people, say they're unbothered. A lot of people say that they're good and, whatever, but they always fall through and fold, right? And end up explaining themselves or end up trying to justify their actions. You're at the point, collective, where you don't even justify your actions. You don't justify your boundaries. When you let people go or anything like that, you don't really explain yourself. You don't do all of that, right? And that bothers a lot of people who need explanation, who needs an answer. But you're grown, collective, and you're smarter than that. So, it's just so funny because, I don't know, you are literally at this point where you're just done with a lot of things. You've exited the whole drama lifestyle, the whole, toxic lifestyle. The whole keeping relationships together just to keep the cool. You're done with that. Right? If it doesn't add value to you, or if it doesn't maintain your peace, you let it go, and so, and you're so free with this, comfortable with just moving along, keeping your boundaries, not explaining yourself. And you're so comfortable with your detachment skills too, right? You can connect with people on deep levels, even if you just meeting somebody, and you can just leave it at that, right? You don't need to keep building rapport with people if you don't want to, right? You know how to just leave it there. And that's just that, you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that, collective. You've found a way to maintain your peace, and that is good for you. No one else needs, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It doesn't matter what anyone else says. And even this because you live by that. You don't care. If people like you, they do. If they don't, then they don't. Either way the door swings, you're going to be okay because you are comfortable with yourself, collective. And I love that, and I'm here for it. I'm here for that for you. Listen, collective, if this message resonated with you in any way, let me know down in the comments below, because, I know I just can't be the only one. I would love to hear from you guys. And if this is your first time here on my channel, please make sure you subscribe, like the video, and comment, join the tribe. I would love to have you a part of our tribe. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support. It's Karkar. I'll talk to you later. Bye.